What's up, everybody? Auditing Mabton in the house. So, in a few minutes, I'm going to call the Yakima Sheriff's Office and make a report regarding Chief Aragus here in Mabton in the state of Washington because I highly believe he is stalking me. The reason why I say so is because he has showed up to my house unannounced, where I have called dispatch to see if there's any calls placed, and there have been no calls placed to my residence, and he has showed up to my house. Another time, he tried to arrest me and put me behind bars because I attended a council meeting where apparently one of the employees there has a protection order on me. His name is Jerry Villa, and he was not there when I was there. And when I asked the chief, I don't see him, he's not here. The chief, all he said was, "You got to go." He didn't say anything about him being there or anything like that.
And then you're leaving, you're
Yeah.
complying, but yet the chief is still trying to escalate.
Yes. As I'm trying to go, first of all, he was invading my space from the very beginning. He was pretending like he was whispering when it's an enclosed space where everybody could hear what he's saying. He's telling me to leave while towering over me. I'm trying to get out, and he keeps walking towards me as I'm leaving, not giving me ample amount of time to leave. And then he's threatening me with arrest on top of that. Today, while I was driving, I saw him parked several blocks away from where I was as I'm driving down the road. And when I went to go make a left turn to um to go to my house, when I went to go make a left turn to go to my house, give me a second. My daughter's calling me.
Okay. Well, I know the story. He called me right after it happened. Um, he was on the interstate and he saw the chief at some, what people call a speed trap, to enforce a speeding zone. So, uh, Auditing Mabton made a left turn before he even got to the exit where the chief was. I'm at the part where you made the left turn.
Yeah, so when I made the left turn, I was several blocks away from the chief. As I'm going onto the avenue, the road where I live now, which is a few more blocks inward towards that turn, I noticed that the chief made a illegal U-turn and started driving towards my direction. I had a feeling that he was going to pull me over because usually in my experiences, anytime a cop does a illegal U-turn, it's usually because they're going to pull someone over or because they got a call or whatever it may be, or because they're hungry, they want to eat donuts. I don't know, but usually it's because they're going to initiate something.
Because they are predatory opportunists.
And in this case, it was to pull me over
Yeah.
um, for whatever reason he had in his head, right?
And his
And
family's in the car too, by the way.
and my family's in the car. So I was pretty far away, a good distance. I noticed him. I'm pretty sure he noticed me because, like I said, he did that broken U-turn. Right as I'm closing the garage door. So I'm backed up. I went to my garage. I did it pretty swiftly. And by the time I closed the garage door, guess who's in front of my house? The chief. The chief is in front of my house, but since he saw I was already parked in, closing the garage door, he just drove by. But I guarantee you, had I been on the road and he would have been right behind me, he was
Oh
going
yeah.
to pull me over. Because why did he drive so far away to then pass my house right as I'm approaching?
Yeah.
So I'm going to call Yakima Sheriff's Office to report this. I called before. I wasn't recording when I did so, but let me give you a brief summary of what happened. So I called. I spoke with the dispatcher. It's usually the same female dispatcher, dispatcher number 6, who's very unprofessional and very rude. She likes to hang up the phone on people. But I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. I called them. I should have recorded from the very beginning. as I'm calling, I asked the dispatcher, "Hey, who's on duty here in Mabton? I need to know." And then she's like, "I don't know. How can I help you?" I was like, "Well, I need to know who's on duty because that will determine whether I would make a report or not." She's like, I don't know. How can I help you?" And I'm telling her, I'm telling you right now how you can help me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I need to know who is on duty because if it's the chief, I need to make a report. If it's the sergeant, I know that it's something else. But there's a pattern going on with the chief. So if it's him, I need to report this.
And something similar happened to another person who was. Do we want to mention? There's another person that it looks like the chief is targeting who also has appeal on him by the mayor.
Yeah. It's Ruben.
Yeah. So this chief is out to get Auditing Mabton and probably this Ruben gentleman.
And in case anyone don't know who this Ruben guy is, he's a resident here in Mabton who likes to voice his concerns on behalf of the city, and even on his own behalf because he's also a resident here. And
he's the one that
city
got
doesn't like that
scuffle with the mayor.
Yeah, and then he put a recall on the mayor, one of the recalls, and the mayor and her family had a scuffle with him, and now there's a protection order in place, but he can still attend the meetings, but I can't attend the meetings. But anyway,
well,
let me
I
get
don't
back.
know. I have a feeling that they're going to make it hard for him to attend now because of paperwork that he has received.
Of course. The mayor, I know the mayor doesn't want him or I there because we asked the questions that nobody else would like to ask. So when I spoke with this Yakima dispatcher, she was being very rude. She didn't want to help
From the very beginning, right?
from the very beginning, correct. And
Why
then
was she so nice? Why was she so nice when we went live Friday before?
because I'm sure they're monitoring me when I go
we
live.
were actually live streaming the call. Is that it?
Yes, the last time when I called, we was live streaming me. We was live streaming, and
but this time when you called after this incident that happened, she was a total cunt.
she was the complete night and day difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I called the dispatch, she lied to me. She said that the calls are recorded. I said I needed to make a report with the sheriff's office. Then she replies by telling me that I needed to go to City Hall to make this complaint. Knowing that Jerry has a restraining order on me.
See, they're conspiring. Right? This is conspiracy. Mm-hmm. They are all conspiring to get you to incriminate yourself.
Correct. The last time I went to City Hall to complain about the chief, what happened?
Yeah.
I got arrested, right? For trespassing, which is BS.
Yep.
And those charges were dropped. So I'm going to call, and then Yakima, so she didn't want to make a report with the Yakima Sheriff's Office. She lied to me, telling me that the phone is recorded, which they have told me many times in the past that it's not, that they don't record phone calls. So now they're recording it. So maybe it's something new.
I think her reluctance to confirm who was on duty tonight, it's not implausible that Chief, what's his name?
Aragus.
Probably after you got away from his ass, he probably called her and said, "Hey, if somebody calls about who's on duty tonight, be vague."
Mm-hmm. Correct. So I'm going to call right now,
so
that way you guys can see firsthand what's going on here.
She'll probably know that you're documenting it this time, so she might be more professional this time.
I'm not going to talk to her this time. I'm going to talk to her supervisor.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Wait while I transfer you the call.
Sheriff's Office, how can I help you?
Hi, who am I speaking with?
This is Carlos.
Carlos?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that, Carlos. So I have a question. Are we on a recorded line?
We are.
Okay, is that something new?
But no, our lines are always recorded.
Oh, like for the past few years, you would say?
Yeah.
Okay. No, the reason why I ask is because I've been told a few times in the past from your dispatchers that these lines are not recorded with Yakima specifically.
No, yeah, all of our calls, non-emergency and emergency lines are recorded.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So I need to make all right. I called earlier at 6, like around 6 o'clock,
Okay.
and I spoke with a female. I believe it was dispatcher number 6. Am I correct?
I don't believe number 6 was here earlier.
Which
I could be mistaken now.
do you know who's on duty right now besides you?
It's number 2, but we just checked in at 7.
Okay, well, I think it was number 6. I'm not sure, but whoever it was, regardless, they treated me very poorly. And then I wanted to make a report with the sheriff's office, and she was trying to brush me off. She was interrupting me as I was speaking, and then she's giving me advice on a matter where she should not be giving me advice.
Okay.
And she hung up the phone on me on top of that.
Okay. Do you recall what time that was again?
This was at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So I need to know who that was because this needs to be documented because that's very unacceptable.
Certainly. What I can do is none of our supervisors are in right now, but they do check in tomorrow morning, so I can let them know about the incident and have them take a look into the recordings.
Yeah.
And then that way they can figure out who the dispatcher was at that time. And hours. Do you think it's dispatcher number 6?
I'm assuming it's number 6 because that's the one I usually have issues with in the past. And at one point, she switched up her behavior and she was pretty professional. But now it seems as if she's become a little complacent. And, complacency is not good in the workforce. And it's affecting her customer service.
Okay, understood, sir. What's a good callback number for you and your name?
Okay, my name is Chris, and my phone number is. Well, you know what? Email me.
Yeah, hang on 1 second, Chris.
Sure. I want this to be emailed.
Are you going to ask him to confirm who was on duty?
Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry about that.
Okay, and I need to know who was that also for my own record as well.
Sure. The supervisor needs to look into the recordings. I don't have access to it. Let's see. I'm sorry, you said it was a phone number or an email?
Email.
Email? What's your email?
It's Auditing Mabton at proton.me.
Proton, what's the last?
.me.
Okay. In case they need to get in contact with you by phone, can I get a phone number for you?
I'd rather just do email. This needs to be. I want this to all to be paper trailed.
Okay, understood.
Yes. And then since we're already talking on the phone, I would like to continue where I left off since she rudely hung up the phone on me.
Okay.
Okay. So there was a situation that happened earlier. I was asking her who was on shift here in Mabton. She was giving me a hard time. I believe she put me on hold to see if she can give me that information. And whatever, she gave me the information, which I don't know why it's a problem to know who's on duty. And then the reason why I asked is because she confirmed with me it was the chief, and that's the reason why I needed to know, because the chief, I've had several occasions prior to this today where the chief has literally tried to arrest me or has been stalking me, and I need to make a police report so that way I can use that police report. So that way when I go to the Yakima County, the Superior Court, I can file a protection order against him, because if I don't have a police report, most likely it's going to get dismissed. I need a police report so that way there could be more validity in what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So this chief, so let me tell you what happened. So I'm driving on the freeway. He's in the zone in Mabton on Main Street where the stop sign is at, right where the gas station is, and he's facing towards the stop sign, right? In the opposite, he's so let's say I'm looking straight, he's looking the same way I'm looking, not opposite, right? So as I'm making a left turn to go to where I'm at, where I live, I'm about 3 blocks away from him. I noticed that it was him. I'm sure he notices me because he knows my vehicle. He does an illegal U-turn, and I'm thinking, man, this guy's gonna try to pull me over for something because he has it out for me because I've been exposing him. So I was a good distance away. By the time I got inside my driveway, closed as my garage doors were closing, I see that he passes my house right then and there, meaning he had to floor the gas to get to where I was, to the point where he was right there because he was very far from where I was. So that means he was speeding. And that is not no coincidence. Why did he leave his zone from where he was monitoring in a speed trap area to then go to my house, follow me, and speeding? He's stalking me, and this needs to be documented so that way I could file a protection order, so that way he could stay away from me and my family, because I was with my family when that happened. And that's very dangerous of him to drive like that without due regard and no lights and sirens.
Okay, understood. So I'll document the information here for a call. That way my sergeant can take a look at it. They are doing that. Hang on one second here.
So this is 3 incidents now.
Okay, so sorry about that. I'll drop in a call for the sergeant to take a look at. They are dealing with an emergency situation at the moment, so I'll have them review it and see if we can get in contact. With that being said, as far as the context for the complaint, obviously they can't do that over email, so so we need a phone number for it to make at least place a phone call to you.
Don't the sheriffs have emails? All of them?
Right. As far as the complaint goes, for the harassment portion of it, I would need a phone number for someone to contact you.
Is that I don't pick up numbers that I don't recognize. That's the thing. That's why I need it to be emailed. Somebody needs to email me. Somebody needs to email me.
Okay. Would it be possible for you to stop by our office in Yakima?
I prefer not to be honest. Not at this point in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll drop the call for service, and then, like I said, I'll have the sergeant review it. With it being in Mabton, we do have the whole jurisdictional issue going on. Obviously,
This is regarding the chief.
Right.
Yes.
I understand.
I don't confirm that email was right.
Regarding the chief, maybe the other option would be to contact City Hall and file a complaint with them as well.
Okay. All right. If you know anything about my story, the mayor in Mabton has it out for me. Okay. She hired an individual who has a protection order on me, who is a criminal, so that way she could keep me out of City Hall and keep me out of council meetings because I have a YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay, I'll drop your information here, and like I said, I'll let the sergeant go.
Confirm the email.
How he decides to make the contact with you.
Okay, can you confirm my email?
Yeah, so I have Auditing Mabton at proton.me.
Yes, there's also an Auditing Mabton and then the number 2 next to it also, in case the first one bounces back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll put both of those in the call log here. And then
Okay.
I'll our sergeant review and go from there.
All right. Can you since what so your name is Carlos? I appreciate that. What is your dispatch number?
Number 5.
Okay. Can I know dispatcher number 6's name?
Pedro.
Excuse me?
Oh, hang on one second here. I have my radio as well. Number 6, I believe. Let me check that here. Is Belen.
Belen?
Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that. And thank you. It's very refreshing hearing great customer service. Thank you.
Professionalism.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Very professional. All right. And I'll be waiting for an email regarding this complaint.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll have the sergeant review and then just kind of go from there. I don't know how they're gonna.
Okay. And then for the call for service, yes, please have them reach out to me via email. They have an email. They can reach out to me via email, whether it's a detective, somebody needs to reach out to me via email.
Okay, sure thing. I will make note of that.
I appreciate that. Thank
no
you.
problem, sir.
All right, take care.
You know.
What do you think about that?
Wow. 100.
Got her name. What was it? Belen?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Next time I call her, I'm going to call her by her name, Belen. What's up, Belen? Because she didn't want to give me her name before. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was good. This was good.
Well, we need to publish this. And this needs to be out there.
We will. So, yeah, man. Is there anything else you have on this, man? Any thoughts, comments, concerns, ideas?
It's just validating what we had suspected, going back to when the first red flag was when the chief made that announcement at the city council meeting about noises and disturbances and all that. And then they
disruptions.
Then they rehired this career criminal who just conveniently happens to have a completely unjustified protection order against you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get an unannounced visit from the chief at your house when you're not there. You're immediately ushered out of a meeting, even though Jerry Villain wasn't there at the time.
Correct.
The chief crowded your personal space, trying to provoke a physical confrontation, was just desperate to find a reason to arrest you. I feel like if Ruben hadn't been there advocating for you, you would have been arrested.
At one point, he put his hand on his taser.
Yeah.
For what? I have no idea. My hands were visible at all times.
Well, that's because his boss is a mayor with ties to a freaking gang.
I'm pretty sure they probably spoke about it. It was like, man, you should try to tase him.
Oh, yes. They're criminals. They're violent thugs.
That's really despicable and disgusting.
And now, today, this guy floors it trying to catch up to you. And then when he doesn't catch you, he goes by your house to intimidate you. That's exactly
when he was in a yeah, I know. When he was in a designated speed trap zone.
Yeah.
And I was the only car there.
So, do they have to account for why they leave their post?
No, he's the chief. Who's going to account for him? The mayor, the one that hired him to get to literally have him harass me and try to lock me up for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They just make up a fucking reason to arrest me, to pull me over.
Yep. It's it's just an extremely corrupt town.
It really is. It really is, honestly.
Okay.
And all right, so I'm going to be doing a video coming soon. The judge that granted one of the Mabton cops, Officer Sullivan, that protection order against me, she recently let a Washington State Trooper, off with no bail after she killed someone while she was drinking and driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated. She killed someone. And she's free walking the streets with no bail. I don't know, but I feel like if this would have been me, if this would have been any individual, there would have definitely been a bail amount to be set, especially if you killed someone. And not only that, this woman wasn't fired. They put her on administrative leave, getting paid.
So they gave her a vacation. A paid vacation.
vacation. And she killed someone. This sounds very similar to Gilbert Bazan from Yakima, the guy that choked me out while I was handcuffed. That little bitch. Him. And he got a protection order on me because I doxed his ass with all the public information I could find online, which is not illegal, by the way. But somehow the same judge that granted these protection orders, I guess she has a hard-on for cops because she's giving them protection orders against citizens, unarmed citizens, and she's letting them free from jail with no bail. And I'm pretty sure she's not going to charge this woman with anything. I'm pretty sure this woman's going to walk off with a slap on the wrist, and maybe she might keep her job, maybe she won't. But I guarantee you she's not going to do jail time.
Is the judge also the prosecutor in this case?
I don't know, but that judge was the one. The judge is not the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the lawyer that works on behalf of the state.
I mean, I've heard of situations where one guy, I think it was Constitution State, where a guy was the chief of police. He was also the prosecutor and the city judge or justice of the peace, or whatever you call it. That's conflict weird. Of interest. Hello.
It's kind of like the mayor with her mother working on city council, one of the council members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a lot of nepotism, a lot of criminal connections.
I'm going to do a video.
A lot of abuse of resources.
I'm going to do a video on that state trooper. That's going to be my next one.
Okay. All right. You did a good job handling that call, by the way.
All right. I appreciate that. I'm going to end the recording now.
All right.
All right, guys. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So that way you guys get the news as soon as I push it out. Peace. You got anything to say?
Share this stuff on your social media, folks. I don't care what you're on. Twitter, Gab, even Facebook, X, whatever.
TikTok, X.
Because
Instagram.
His channel is it has spurts where it's just like zooming and then it just completely stagnates. So if the link is accessed through alternate means, I think that'll really help his algorithm.
Yes, definitely.
So if you just copy the link to this video and just share it somewhere, anywhere, or reply to somebody's comment.
Appreciate that, man. Don't forget, check out modernretroradio.com, guys.